Hello, everybody. It's Beate, and we are now live again on our second day for the Facebook challenge. And I am excited to be here. It's a it's a really interesting one, wasn't it? Going into some of these like obstacles and thinking about like what do you do that is kind of like standing in your way. So I was really this is the stuff that really always makes me be very humble, to be honest with you, because this is sort of the stuff, in my system where, in the way I facilitate, it's not about me. It's about to get you to, flip and switch your thinking and go deep and really try to do something that you haven't done before. And what you are recognizing perhaps already now, which is one of my signature traits, or the way I do things, is I go deep. And the reason we go deep is because oftentimes, when you start a business, you have this idea and it's like all in your head and we're in love with the idea and we know about the possibilities, but then we have to go and we have to take this idea and like lasso it and pull it in and then actually turn it into a reality and do the work and put this the blood, sweat, and tears in it. And what happens is that when we do that, it's not really a princess story or a prince story. It's not that we woke up one day and life was great and then it got greater and greater and greater. It is trials, tribulations, it's hard knocks. There's a lot of stuff that kind of stands in our way. And so in this training, in this challenge, it is for you to let go of that, the barrier or that the glass door or whatever that is in front of you that you haven't been able to push through. And sometimes, it's an infinity loop. You keep circling and circling and circling, and you get a little bit forward, you go back, you win a client, you lose a client, but you're never really making these kind of quantum leaps. And in order for a quantum leap to happen, like a leap that's like infinitely stronger than what you've done, you have to change something. So I give you an example. When I'm not happy with my body weight, but I continue to eat, I continue to not exercise, I continue to eat the butter on the popcorn when I go to see a movie, I find routinely excuses to not eat healthy or to, eat fried food or eat a lot of sugar, even though I just had a whole bunch of Girl Scout cookies. And if I do that, then what are my expectations for me to lose weight? None, right? So in order for me to change something, and in order for me to get a different result, I have to change at least one thing. So I have to either start exercising, or I have to start eating healthier, or I have to let go of those Girl Scout cookies. Difficult, but possible, because I have a greater goal, because I've set that vision. So yesterday, what we've done, we've set that vision in motion. So we nailed it, right? We said this is where we're going to go. And now today we are going to start, extrapolating some of these steps forwards. So first of all, I really want to thank you for being so incredibly honest. And I could tell it was a little uncomfortable there, right? Not mentioning any names, but I know who you are. So there really is something about this to take a good hard look and saying like, why is this not working? So I appreciate your honesty. And I want you to know that this is a safe environment. And so I am here to support you and not to judge you. And neither is anybody else. So shall we dive right into here? So we have a couple of things going on in this. So Michael Albany said that what stands in his way is mostly he himself. And then he wasn't really sure on how to kind of go into that a little bit deeper. So he says, increase income, finding the right clients. I need to put myself in the circles where potential clients are. However, there are personal and political conflicts that I need to determine how to resolve. If I find someone's business offensive, what am I doing to help support it? It's kind of a tough one out there. Increase the quality of my equipment. if the two above are the focus, this will become easily obtained with improved income. So Michael, thank you for actually sort of making this really clear. And I know we have a lot of photographers here because I come from a photography background. So there's a lot of photographers that are around me. It's just like a kind of a natural thing. It's like they flock to me because I've done it. You know, I'm a trained photographer. That's my actual degree. So the most important thing, if you're a photographer or if you're a creative of any kind who's listening to it, the answer is not better equipment. Because if you're already not selling right now, better equipment will not help you sell more. So you're going to have to figure out the business part first. But if you figure out the business part first, then you can actually spend a lot more time and money on investing in these systems that you are wanting to upgrade. So for you, yes, absolutely. Well, these conflicts, I believe that there are two ways to look at this. Number one is you're not really helping the people you want to help if you are not having enough clients or if you're fighting the clients that you're having. So money is freedom. So if you make the money, then you have the freedom to then, turn around and go and invest it in a cause that's really important to you, that you can support the things that you're really passionate about. And I try to not get in conflicts with businesses. And here is why, because it's not up to me to judge on whether or not they have a right to be in business. They have a right to be in business just like anybody else has a right to be in business. And perhaps the way I connect with them or the way I collaborate with them or what I offer them will give them an idea in how business is done properly. Or I can support my cause by working with people who are not like me, because it's actually really kind of boring if we have a political idea or an agenda of some sort, and then we only work with people who are just like us, then the whole world would be like us. And I think that would be kind of really boring. So, and then Michael says he was going straight on to a networking event. Good for you. All right. Eric Bass said, what stands in my way? He says, despite the marketing, advertising classes taken, despite the social media search on multiple platforms and the marketing tactics utilized, despite the face-to-face networking, showcasing artwork, and handing out hundreds of business cards to buyers, nothing has seemed to work. The only thing I could consider as a constant throughout those scenarios, it's me. Eric, I hear you. So what I'm hearing here is that because of the bumpy road you've been going, there is definitely a lack of confidence and frustration in there. And it is difficult to understand what in, sort of this crazy world of offers that is out there, this course, that course. If you only get Instagram going, if you only got the Twitter thing figured out, if you only know how to do the Facebook thing, if you only knew how to work on LinkedIn, if you only knew how to do knowledge-based selling, online courses, then you would be rich quick. And then you try this and then you fail. So what usually is missing in a case like this is that there is a strategy that's missing, because you can't go out. I mean, you can go out and learn things and then believe people that say any one single thing is what you need to know. And anybody who knows me or has worked with me will tell you that I think that is such a bunch of bullshit. Different times come in different needs on stages of the business. So there comes a time when you need to do copywriting. There comes a time when you need to learn Instagram. There comes a time when you need to learn about social media, marketing, and strategies. But before all of that, you first have to build the foundation for the business. So, that doesn't mean that these things that you have don't come into play at one point. But if you do any one single thing or actions of these courses or whatever you've learned and hope that kind of matches everything else, that's just not going to happen, because it's not designed that way. So I want you to just go there with me so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So a successful internet marketer has figured out a hack, and then they take this and they teach that exact thing that they figured out, like a product launch formula, or or like a video service or transcription service, and they teach 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people the exact skill that they just hacked. Now they've just created 5,000 or 10,000 competitors to themselves. So now these people go and they take the system because they don't really have businesses. They're just hacking, they're just hacking the knowledge base. They don't really have the knowledge. They just learned the knowledge, and then they figure out which hook they can go in and pull out and then teach something else. And then these people, these 10,000 people, because they just made a huge investment, oftentimes like $10,000, they go and now they create their own hack and they proclaim that hack works. And now they get, the buy-in of all these people that they paid all this money to, because there's a tit for tat, a quid pro quo kind of thing that comes oftentimes with this. And now they're selling, another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So next thing you know, there's 5,000, there's like 50,000 people on the market just offering stuff that they've never really done, that they don't really know if it works, but they just figured out a hack, and they figured out the hack on how to sell it, but they didn't figure out on how to make it work, which is why a lot of the stuff out there really doesn't work. And that might be why. So for you, I think, going back and the strategy might be a good one to do. David McGee, you said not devoting time to make my business and services known to more potential clients with some of the larger corporations I already work with. I want to orient my business upward with these clients to work with their luxury brands, needing stronger media presence, with quality content, storytelling to drive awareness of my services to new clients' projects, and not having associates I can hand smaller projects off to. So what I really like about what just happened with David is that David basically, kind of figured out that from what we did yesterday, the goal, so he went backward, that he already realized that there's 3 elements, specific elements that in his growth plan that are lacking. And that is a very, very, very good thing, because that when you this clear about what it is, finding an associate, that is a tangible item that I can put a date and a time to achieve. So that is exactly what I hope to happen for all of you, is that you get this clear to say, I need an associate. So now, when are we going to need this associate? Where is this associate going to get hired? Is it going to be a full-time or part-time person? What is he or she going to be doing? Social media presence, right? So for you, if you need a social media presence, then you're going to have to first figure out what your content plan is, or your authority platform building portion is, because it's not possible to do all of this out there. I still just don't like Twitter, and I can't warm up to it, but it's like so important, but I just don't like it. I prefer YouTube, I prefer Facebook, I prefer Instagram, but Twitter is like a bunch of birds in the tree just screaming all at the same time. It just gives me ADD and heartburn. But back to this. So now we're talking to Andre, and Andre was having a little bit of a struggle with this, because Andre went in and she says, I'm procrastinating. And then I said, okay, well, so what's that mean? And she says, fear. And I said, okay, so what's that mean? And then she says, I think one day I feel I managed this, get off the ground with work, patience, perseverance, and the next fear, failure, and then the fear of not trying to, and I'm a perfectionist. So basically, I think I may have to launch it without having it be perfect first. You think that this is about perfectionism, that we are being judged on being perfect? I make mistakes all the time. I mean, you probably got an email at one point in your life from me that said, oops, because something completely didn't work, or a link didn't work, or something didn't open. I mean, look, what just happened to me as I tested it, and then I tried to set it up a certain way, and then it didn't work. No, it's not about being perfect. It's about being good enough. And then Andre says, if I don't try it now, I'll regret it, but I'm afraid that she's too late. So am I hard on myself? Can I find my niche? Perhaps just getting out there and selling my services face-to-face and hearing no one day will be my first yes. So a couple of things about that. First of all, thank you for playing with me and going deep into this. So we covered perfectionism. There's no such thing. It's good enough, good enough. That's it. That's all you're asking for, because as we go through it, we keep perfecting the website, we keep perfecting the copy, we keep perfecting our offer, but we have to actually start somewhere. Okay. So better starting than not starting at all. Otherwise you never have a shot at it. And age, yeah, I mean, I hear you. I feel the same way, but at the same time, there's always somebody who does it. So, for anybody who says it can't be done, somebody's there who says it can be done. So let's be on the side of how it can be done. And for you, and I hope you see the pattern already. You're like, I'm recognizing this. There's, again, he has confidence, huge. And two, where's the strategy? Because if Andre knew what she needed to do step by step by step by step, then she could embrace herself and she could just stick with the plan, and she could kind of know, when there's a dip. Actually, I just had a call with Rachel, the photographer I told you guys about, who took her business from, wanting to do 60 to $250,000. And she said to me, now that she's sort of on this growth plan that we worked on together, she says, well, I don't know what happened, but my January wasn't very good. I said, are you onboarding the people we said you were going to be onboarding? And she says, yes. I said, well, there's a natural dip, and the dip is to be expected, because when you hire people, you take away, time from selling or from executing because you're training. And so that makes, gives it a natural dip. So if you're expecting that, then it's much easier for you to manage in the course, because you're not freaking out, because you know what's going on. So, plan and confidence for Andre. Marlana, you said what's currently standing in my way is finding the right networking groups, attracting the right clients that fit my avatar, people with a grasp of who they are, their brand with great stories to tell, like you. Ta-da! I need to level up. I believe I'm starting to make progress as I'm looking at certain people and groups and what groups they're part of. So that is gold, because Marlana just said, I'm going to look at the people who I want to be my clients, and then I'm going to look at the kind of groups that they're participating in. So I am the programming chair of NABO, the National Association of Women Business Owners. Guess who is in NABO? A lot of women business owners, and NABO has local chapters absolutely all over the United States. So yes, there are groups on different levels. I do not recommend creatives to be in creative groups, because it is often demoralizing. I prefer you go take workshops to improve your craft, but don't network with other creatives. They will not hire you. They don't ever have any money. So go to a much more professional setting, go to like where the bankers and the financiers and the people are that, that have the money. So that was a good reveal here, Marlana. Deb Breton, self-doubt and fear has been keeping me from putting myself and my paintings out there. Not even sure if they are in the right price range. I need to hire someone who can help me price them correctly, live an authentic life, and not be afraid of letting people see who I am. I need to exhibit more, even though being an introvert, it pains me. Adopting an online marketing strategy, maybe use Hootsuite that publishes posts scheduled across multiple social platforms that connect me with more people want to collect my work. So, where's the pattern in these answers? The pattern is the same thing. I don't know a plan. I don't know the strategy. I don't have enough confidence, and I don't know how to set my prices. And in growth architecture, actually the second step after, turn your talent into a business is all about pricing, because that's a natural thing. Once you know what you're doing, once you know what your passion is, once you know how to turn the talent into a business and figure out how to transform the passion to profits, the next thing then naturally is selling. But it has to come in order, because you have to figure out first, what is it that you're going to be selling, and why would they be buying it from you? And then once you know that, then you can move on kind of to that next thing. But good work. Yeah, but you got to have the plan. Without the plan, it's not happening. Then Ivan said, what stands in his way is a lack of knowledge and experience in online marketing, lack of visibility and fame, entering a new market without any connections or leads. He's Bulgarian, coming into the United States. Lack of technology skills, believing the gurus of online marketing who promise a lot and make everything look easy and simple, but never deliver. Didn't I just say that? I'm learning the ropes, takes time, takes mistakes, patience, persistence. Then what stands in his way? That he doesn't have a big enough pain threshold. So he says, only when the pain of living the old way becomes greater than the pain of the change for living a new one, you make the change. and his pain is not great enough. Now that truer words have been spoken. This is really an interesting one for most of us, because it's uncomfortable where we are, but yeah, we want to change, but then we resist the change. What's up with that? So, again, if you are wanting to see a different outcome, you are going to have to change one thing in what you're doing. So if you can't figure out the skill set on your own, then you need to hire somebody to help you with the skill set. If you can't figure out how to be confident, then you need to have the tools and the strategies in place so you know what you're doing, and design the language so you actually know how to talk about it, and then you can be confident because it's it's second nature. You just figured it out. Maureen says, I need to build my experience and credibility as an authority for facilitating sacred site retreats, improve my money management skills, seek opportunities and more experience for creating larger scale mandala murals. So Maureen, I really like that, because you say, I need to build up my authority platform. So that's good. That's very specific. Then you say, improve my money management skills. I actually, I don't know where you're located, but let me know where. One of my clients is a wonderful financial coach, and she does online classes, and she is really amazing. And she's helping women that going through divorces, couples that have budgeting issues, and she's, very reasonably priced, and she can help with that. So just shoot me a direct message and I'll put you in touch with her and, evaluate if that's something that might be helpful for you. And then, isn't that something you don't have to spend money to learn how to manage money? But that's the way it goes. If you have a skill set that you need to learn to do something, then that kind of has to come first before anything else, because otherwise you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep, looping. So Kinshasa, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, because with my name, Beate Chalette, my name gets butchered like all the time. And so I'm like terrified of saying your name wrong. And then you go like, oh my God, she's another one of those. So forgive me if I butcher it. You say, I'm standing in my own way. I'm an introvert until I get comfortable with whatever it is I'm doing. I can have a meeting with a client and be fine, but in a group of strangers make me want to hide somewhere to catch my breath. I love that. My breakdown of make it 100 per month. I have more details. Affiliate marketing, 50%. Monthly, I need a minimum of 30 people for one offer and around 100 for the others. I need to learn more about ClickFunnels to get the amount of traffic I need. 50 products of a certain price point, too much. Don't do 50 products. You're going to kill yourself doing 50 products. 25% monthly, I need 2,000 orders of one product each. I need to buckle down and create quality products. Yeah, you're not going to creating quality products 50 pieces at a time. That, do less at a higher price and do that better. Another method, profit 25% monthly. I need 25 people ordering a certain price point. I need to start networking more. Okay, so introvert and extrovert. Again, what are we hearing here? Confidence, I need a plan, and I need products. But without the plan, without knowing who her clients are, how can she create a product that people are going to want to buy or promote in an affiliate program? And then how is she going to set the price point, and how is she's going to selling it? So you see, it all comes all back down to the basics. You got to have the foundational piece in place. And but I did like the detail. That was, a really excellent effort here. Appreciate what you did. Debbie says, this is a tough question, but you think I was going to make this easy? You think I'm going to like probe you with my with my drill and make it easy for you? I want you to feel uncomfortable, because I want you to get going here. You say the first thing that comes to mind is I need more time to do all the things required to make my business more successful. Oh, I hear you. My skill set is fairly solid. My resources are hurting badly money-wise, living on my life savings. That's not good. During this phase of my company's growth, my network is robust, yet the time to reach out and even try to grow it is taken up by the need to respond to inquiries, work with potential consultant clients, do the bookkeeping. I need to clone myself because I can't afford to pay anyone to do any of the tasks that I'm currently responsible for. Do you know a fairy godmother venture capitalist? I like that. Let's put that out there. Fairy godmother, venture capitalist. Same thing with you. You are looping because you are caught in believing that if you do more of the same, that somehow it magically changes. So you know you need to hire to grow, but you say, I first need to make the money so I can hire to grow. But you're going to have to hire first, and then you're going to make the money to grow. So you are required to do a leap, but you don't want to because you put so much of your own money in it. So you need a plan, right? And you need a plan that you can confidently buy into, and that sort of will help you to get to that next level. Okay, Marina just said she's in Oregon. Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, guys, that's it for the mentoring today. I mean, I think this is some really, really good stuff. I'm just making sure that nobody else has said anything and we're leaving anybody out because we don't want to do that. Great work so far. Again, this is stuff that's going to be, it's not easy to answer, and wait until you see what I have for you tomorrow morning, because then we're going to go even deeper. Now we're going to look under the Band-Aid. But I promise I will be as gentle as possible, but we are, my intention really is to help you break through this and figure out what kind of, goes to that next level. All right, you guys are great. Thank you so much for playing along. And I am excited to facilitate and to support you in your business growth, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.